We're back here at the NRA National Firearms Museum in Fairfax, Virginia. And Phil, this particular firearm is quite unique, and you've attracted quite a crowd out here. Other people are curious, as am I, as to what the heck is that thing there you have in your hand?
It's a Gyrojet. It's an experimental, futuristic space-age pistol that came out right when the space age was getting started, back when Neil Armstrong was first setting foot on the moon in 1969.
Wow.
It fires a rocket-propelled cartridge. You know, we all, as kids, had our little Estes rocket.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Little rocket. Well, this has in the base of it a rocket propellant, and it's an interesting mechanism. The way this works is you cock the gun, and a hammer comes up and hits it on the nose, and that forces the round into a firing pin at the breech, which then sets it back towards its.
Wow.
So when it
sort of a reverse firing pin, sort of.
Exactly. So when it comes out, there's no rifling. It's smooth bore, but when it comes out, it's spinning to the direction of kind of the little retro rocket ports on the base of the projectile, and it leaves the muzzle. It's going pretty slow. You could, in fact, you used to demonstrate it by firing it into a desktop, and pulling the gun off, and the bullet will just sit there and spin like a top until it's out of propellant, but it won't go through the table. But once it does get up to maximum velocity, then it'll go through a lot of, you know, we shot this and it went through, you know, an inch of pine at about 50 yards. It was still pretty accurate. The problem with it is you're never sure when the thing was actually going to go off. And not only that, it's a rocket. Yeah. Now, as a little kid, I used to watch the Saturn V's take off with the Apollo astronauts and think, man, it's a bad day if you're in the bottom of that, you know, area, the gantry where the yeah. Well, now your face is that part of the launch pad, because it's in your hand. And I fired this thing, and my hand was black. Oh. Because of all the blowback from the rocket fuel.
Which I'm sure comes out right here. They have all that venting there.
So the rounds are running $100 or more just for one projectile.
Wow.
And then you're never sure whether or not it'll go bang.
Okay.
So I suggest, you know, as Chief Dan George said in Josie Wales, it's not very. It's just for looking at.
There you go.
I would have one of these just for looking at.
It is an awesome museum piece, and very cool that you're actually able to fire. So you answered two of my questions. Does it fire? And it does. And my other question was, I understand they're expensive. Where do you get a round for that thing? Are they? I guess they're custom made, huh?
No. These were manufactured and are still available on the gun collectors, you know, market. So they're out there.
Very cool. The Gyrojet. I love it. I love it. How can folks see this firearm and other ones like it here at the NRA museums?
Well, it's on display with a number of other guns that were essentially answers to questions nobody asked. And that's on display at the National Firearms Museum's flagship facility in Fairfax, Virginia. That's open 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5. Free parking, free admission. Or you can see other parts of the collection at the National Sporting Arms Museum in Springfield, Missouri at the Bass Pro flagship store. And again, that's open 7 days a week, free parking, free admission. And if you can't visit us while you're traveling on the interstate, drop in on the internet and visit us at nramuseums.com.
Love it, Phil. Love your choices. Love the Gyrojet. And we have a lot more interesting stuff coming here in this particular series here of the Curator's Corner. So make sure you're back here for the next Curator's Corner here, Cam & Company on Sportsman Channel. Phil Schreier, once again, thank you, sir. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you, John.